Hi, Katherine. So it's great that you started with figuring out which person is at harm based on the employee's threats. Depending on company size, it may be very easy to figure out who the supervisor is. And I think you mentioned that. So I think it's crucial to inform that person, or at least get them out of harm's way, like as soon as possible. So for that to be one of your first steps, I think that's super important. You want to make sure that everybody is safe. And I believe you also then mentioned figuring out their work schedule and kind of trying to mitigate when that person works versus like when the employee works who is giving these threats. So I think that that's like absolutely fantastic to do right out of the gate. I in my discussion this week, I did not mention the possibility to check the employees' social media, but I am seeing that a lot of people are mentioning that. So I'm glad that it has been mentioned because that's something that I didn't even think of. But that's why we have these teams also. So everybody can bounce ideas off of each other and one person can say, hey, I think that we need to do this. Let's see if we can, if that's part of our policy or not, when other people aren't thinking that way. So it's really great to get these ideas from everybody here. And I think that that's a really important step to see if there's more behind the scenes on their social media that we aren't even aware of, or maybe there's something there that could assist in the investigation. I also think that speaking with HR or whomever is in charge of the employee's file is one of the most crucial and should be maybe one of the first steps. This will give a lot of insight into whether they have a history of this behavior, have specific aggravating factors that could exacerbate the situation. Everybody is talking about medical records. So while we can't necessarily go to the doctors that they're seeing or like try to get medical records released, maybe that's something that's in their file with HR that we could possibly be able to go into, especially if HR is part of the TAM team. Then there's probably a way that we could figure out if there are exacerbating or aggravating factors. It could also assist in figuring out how we can help the employee. So if they have a history of depression or anxiety or something like that, then, maybe we could use that to aid in getting them resources, in order to mitigate the situation and help them get out of harm's way themselves. So all in all, you had an extremely thorough explanation of your process, and it gave me a lot of suggestions as to what I need to do, because each of our companies are different. Each of our ideas are different of what we need to do. Yes, we're going to follow like a lot of the same steps, but for different companies, different size companies, different policies within our companies, everything's going to be slightly different. So it's really good to bounce these ideas off of each other. And again, that's why we have these TAM teams to really get to the nitty gritty of what we should be doing. And if people have different ideas about what needs to be done, maybe we can implement them in a way that works for our company. So I thank you for providing me with more suggestions of what to do with my team. So thanks so much.